beautiful lovelies. I hope that you're all doing amazing. Thank you so very much for tuning in again this week to this lovely video. We're going to be talking about desperation today and how it sets us at a distance from what it is that we want, but it also indicates what it is that we need. We make choices out of desperation. They can damage us harshly. They can damage our image, our self-esteem, our finances, and so much more. All right, so let's get down to it. What does it mean to be desperate? A lot of people exude a desperate energy that have no idea that they're doing it. To be desperate in this instance for what we're going to be tackling in this video is simply to have a suffering, an extreme need or anxiety, and it leads to fear-based decision-making. Fears such as having a fear of failure or repeating the past. Fears such as feeling alone and thinking that you'll be alone forever. Fears such as not finding true love and not finding anyone to accept you and all of your flaws. In order to get rid of this desperate energy, the first thing that we have to do is surrender what it is that we think that we need. We need to remind ourselves that the fear of this situation, the fear of being alone, the fear of failure, the fear of not reaching your own expectations is simply that, a fear, and that you can let that go. I want you to understand that whatever it is that you're seeking will be there for you at the best time that it's meant to serve you, and not a moment sooner. So enjoy relaxing and being confident doing whatever activities you enjoy practicing, whether it's guitar, songwriting, swimming, whatever it is that brings you life. I want you to first surrender this fear, whatever it is that you feel like you need or brings you anxiety. And then I want you to practice loving being alone. Be content and be peaceful, doing whatever it is that brings you joy to practice. Odds are, if you're desperate, you've been doing your research. If you're into dating, you've been watching a lot of dating videos, reading a lot of self-help books, so on and so forth. I want you to stop. Trust what it is that you have learned and trust within yourself that you have gained the knowledge that you need to tackle this situation. Next up, I want you to go ahead and get a trusted friend or mentor to help guide you through this situation. Really talk to someone that you can rely on during this process of cutting back on the things that you feel that you genuinely need. If you're trying to remain single, go ahead and talk to one of your best single girlfriends who actually enjoys being single. Ask her what she enjoys about the freedom of being single. Ask her how she doesn't get bored, how she maintains it. Next up, I want you to love yourself and others. I want you to start focusing on getting rid of that negative self-talk. We're going to continue with the example of learning how to be single, right? So if you feel the need to constantly go from relationship to relationship, odds are that you have some issues that you've kind of been putting on the back burner. Maybe even a lot of negative thoughts about yourself, which is why you may need a partner to be constantly feeding you compliments. Let's stop that. Let's really engage with ourselves and figure out the negative thoughts that we're having so we can replace them with two good ones. For every negative thought that you have, I want you to replace it with two kind thoughts. If you have the thought of, I'm stupid, I want you to go ahead and say, I am brilliant. And I am brilliant because every day I practice the guitar and I learn a new song every single week. Whatever it is that fits for you, I want you to switch that negative self-talk into a positive conversation. And I want you to do this repeatedly whenever you have any negative thoughts. And possibly journaling could help out too. If you journal a couple of positive affirmations, which I'll have at the end of this video, I want you to go ahead and do it on a daily basis so you can be reminding yourself. If you see that the people in your life are struggling in some aspect, I want you to think about the different ways that you can lend a helping hand. I remember watching Insecure with Molly, and I thought it was so hilarious because she's in her therapy office and she's talking to her therapist and she's like, I deserve to be the star. Okay, Torian keeps outshining me. I don't know why. I should be the star. This is just like my last company. I'm so tired of this. And her therapist just looks at her and she goes, have you ever thought about how you can be helpful? And we need to do that in our own lives. A lot of the time we want, for example, attention. If we want attention, you need to do something in order to get it, correct? Why not be helpful? If you lend a helping hand with people, odds are they're going to say thank you for helping them. So let's find ways in our lives to help not only ourselves, but to help others. Know that receiving positive attention is something that can happen for you. Sometimes when we're desperate, we feel like the only way that we can receive attention is by doing something that invokes emotion. And normally for a lot of people, the first emotion that they'll try to evoke is anger or irritation because it gets a reaction pretty much always. But I want you to take a step back. I want for all of us to take a step back and get attention the right way. For a lot of people, they genuinely are desperate for attention, and it's very understandable. For some of us, we didn't receive it in childhood, and for some of us, we didn't receive it as we grew up into adulthood. It's understandable, but we still cannot be anybody's victim, okay? Just because we weren't given attention at this point in time doesn't mean that it's okay for us to act out in order to receive attention. And those kinds of behaviors just come off as more desperate. So that's why it's very important for us to receive attention by doing helpful things for other people, and especially ourselves. Yes, now that you are healed, I want the outside to match the inside. And speaking of makeovers, that brings me to our wonderful sponsor today. Oh my gosh, you see how I worked that in? All right, so today we are being sponsored by Benefit Cosmetics. Beautiful brightening concealer in the shade Walnut. I love it. I've been wearing it this entire video, darling, and it works so well. I absolutely love Benefit Cosmetics because I actually use them every single day. With this little ditty right here. It's one of my favorite products, actually. It comes with 3 separate products, 2 primers, and a wonderful professional setter like makeup spray. And I use it pretty much every day normally. I was really excited about trying this concealer because I've never used a Benefit concealer. I've only ever used the spray and primer, but it was really good. It was a little dark on my skin, so I went ahead and I paired it with the Pro LA Girl concealer, and I think that this is medium. Oh, this is creamy beige. So I used a mixture of this beautiful walnut shade and this creamy beige to get my perfect shade. And it worked out absolutely wonderfully. I'm super glad to be partnered with Benefit Cosmetics, and I absolutely adore and love this product. It was amazing. Really no complaints about this. This is definitely medium to full coverage. So for all the girls out there, yes, this is for you.
And here are some positive affirmations to release desperation. I am certain that what I want will be mine at the time that it best serves me. I release all desperate energy, thoughts, and actions. I accept myself completely, all my thoughts, feelings, and actions consciously as a part of my awakening. Thank you all very much for tuning into this video, and I'm super excited to see you next week.